Unit 8. How to read a painting.
What does art mean to you? For many, art is a worthless diversion for the rich that is beyond understanding. On the other hand, some people devote themselves to studying the minutest details of an artist's work and pondering the decisions the artist made while painting. There is no need, however, to become an expert to have a meaningful relationship with art. Developing a casual understanding of art is not all that difficult. All it takes is a moderate attention to detail, a little bit of patience, and a willingness to reflect on your own feelings. Andy Warhol, a famous American artist, once said that if you want to tell a good painting from a bad one, you should first look at 1,000 paintings. There are no hard and fast rules about what makes a piece great, mediocre, or bad. Remember, Van Gogh's work was once considered bad.
Take a look.
Art should appeal to you first through your senses. That doesn't mean that a painting has to be beautiful, but it must grab your attention in some way. Give a work a moment to do its thing. The work might grab your attention through its subject matter, its use of color, an interesting juxtaposition of objects, its realistic appearance, or other factors. Once you have gotten an overall look at the painting, ask yourself, what is this painting a picture of? That is, what is the subject of the painting? The subject might be a landscape, a person, a scene from a story, or a fantasy scene. Some paintings don't have a subject at all. The painting above, by the Dutch artist Pieter Bruegel de Oude, represents the Tower of Babel. Scenes from the Bible or classical mythology are popular in older works. Since the end of the 19th century, scenes of everyday life have become more common. If you know the story, you are one step ahead of the game, but it is possible to enjoy the work without knowing the story it illustrates.
What is that all about?
Look for symbols. A symbol, very simply, is something that means something else. The Tower of Babel is a well-known symbol in Western society, representing both the dangers of pride and the disruption of human unity. Often a painting will include very clear symbols, but just as often, the symbolism is unique, making the artist's own individual statement. So don't get caught in the trap of trying to figure out what the artist meant. Focus instead on what the work says to you.
How did they do that?
The next consideration is style, which is essentially the mark of the artist's individual creativity on the canvas. Some artists follow well-established styles. Many Renaissance portraits look almost exactly alike to the casual viewer, for instance, while others go out of their way to be different. Some artists create closely detailed, finely controlled works, whereas others slap paint around, creating a wild, ecstatic effect. It may not seem as obvious as the subject or symbolism, but style can also convey meaning. For example, Jackson Pollock's famous drip paintings convey the motion and freedom of the artist in the act of creation, despite being completely abstract. Jan Vermeer's Milkmaid, on the other hand, is notable for its incredibly fine detail and luminous quality, which makes the simple act of a servant pouring milk look noble and even divine.
Anybody could do that.
A large part of the appeal of art is emotional. Some artists go out of their way to inspire strong reactions, ranging from awe and lust to anger and disgust. It is easy to dismiss work that upsets our notion of what art should be, and any visitor to a gallery of modern art is likely to overhear at least one person complaining that any 3-year-old with a box of crayons could do that. Knowing that an artist may be deliberately evoking an emotional response, it pays to take a moment and question our immediate reactions. If a work makes you angry, ask yourself why. What is it about the work that upsets you? What purpose might the artist have in upsetting you? Likewise, if your feelings are positive, why are they positive? Take the time to examine your own emotions in the presence of the painting. This is by no means a complete introduction, but it should help you get started in appreciating art. The more you know, the better the experience will become. Why don't you pay a visit to your local art museum or gallery and see if you can find something worth your time?